Okay, I guess that's where we're starting now today.
Okay, here's hoping this shit actually works. Yeah, looks like it's working. So, y'all may be wondering who exactly I am. I was gonna keep it simple for you. My name's Abel, otherwise known as Abel Off, but y'all can see it in the fucking um, YouTube name, TikTok, Instagram, whatever the fuck, wherever the fuck you're watching this, genuinely. And yeah, so my name is Abel. I'm 19, going on 20. I know it don't look like it, but if you guys need to see any ID, I am more than happy to give that to you. Uh, and this is the very first installment of just me documenting working out, Um, the main goal here is kind of like shit. I don't even know what the main goal is, but the main goal really is just to eat clean, get big, and fucking work my ass off, and honestly just achieve goat status, you know. Ugh. Yeah. Hit the very end of a pre-workout, which that's what I was drinking. Some pre. Um, you may be wondering, is it a little late for it? Well, I'm thinking of non-stim, so I really shouldn't be all that bad. Ooh, shit. I almost drove into the fucking wall. Alright, so how's this gonna work? Well, it's gonna work in a similar fashion to um, YouTube and Instagram's favorite boy, um, Sam motherfucking Sullick, right? It's gonna be working in a very, very similar fashion, right? Except, the only difference is that I'm not gonna try to do what Sam does, right? Sam, Sam has his method, I have mine, and whatnot. Granted, the two of us may be doing the same thing, but just because we're doing the same thing doesn't mean it's the same recipe, you know. But yeah, I mean overall, I mean our program methods are pretty similar. We're both on bro splits. Um, and I'll admit this. I'll say this much: a lot of what I'm going to do is going to be inspired by him. He's going to be like the main foundation of a lot of the shit that I do. But he's simply the foundation while I'm trying to build what is essentially the Empire State Building, right? I mean, overall, I think it's a pretty helpful experience. I mean, um, the very first people who are going to be watching this video are going to be the very first people to see, like, everything go down because I'm going to say it simply. I am not big. I am not lean. I am about the same build of an average Joe, if not maybe a little better, with a lot of chub, right? I am a big boy. In terms of weight, I have no idea how much I weigh, but you guys will probably get a cut of that near the end of the video, where I'll probably weigh myself out when I wake up after I, take my morning dookie, and just everything else like that. And as for what the plan is for the workout today, right? It is a very simple chest day. It's Monday, International Chest Day. Of course, the gym that I'm going to be going to is going to be super, super fucking packed. It's Monday. Everybody's going to want to hit chest. And I'm not everybody, right? It just so happens that what I want to do is on the same day that everyone else is doing it, So, yeah, shit. As for my entire workout regimen, it kind of goes something like this, where it's chest, back, legs, chest, back, arms, shoulders, mixed with abs, and legs. No rest days. It's just going to be a continuous loop, so it's a 10-day cycle. Yeah, 10-day cycle. And, just honestly, I just recently started doing this because, my shoulders have just been, they've just been flat, and I've been trying to build them up a lot, but, it's a struggle for sure, and it's certainly not easy, trying to do everything all at once and whatnot. But yeah, the main goal of my fitness journey is just overall be a well-balanced person, right? Of course, getting big, that is the ideal physique for me. Honestly, if you look at people like Sam or C-Bum or guys like that, where they're in classic physiques or something like that, they have my ideal physique, right? They have the physique that I am striving for, even though I'm well aware that I'm not going to get it as a natural lifter, right? But best believe, just because I'm not going to get it as a natty doesn't mean I'm not going to try, right? Just because I'm aware of the fact that what I want to do is a lot harder than what people, originally try to go for, doesn't mean that it's all that impossible, right? And I'm not saying that I got top tier genetics. If I got top tier genetics, then I wouldn't be making videos like this. I wouldn't be doing, the things that I'm doing now. I'd probably use that shit to my advantage, if anything, get into modeling or acting or some shit, which I have the skills for. But just because I have the skills for it doesn't mean that it's, something that it doesn't mean that I'm something I'm good at, right? And I'm not saying that I'm terrible at it and that I don't, and that, oh, I'm just ugly. I'm not out here just fucking fishing for compliments or some shit. But again, I'm just trying to do something here, right? Trying to do something. I'm trying to experiment with what I want to do and whatnot. I know I wanted to try to get into like a hybrid or like a multi-athlete system, but in this day and age, to try to be a multi-sport athlete, it's hard. It's certainly hard. It's certainly going to be rough. Ooh, I didn't know that these things glowed. That's honestly pretty fucking cool. That is really cool, actually. I like the orange tint on it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic here. It's because I literally just got, like, right before this, I literally went to AutoZone to get this thing that is currently holding my camera, as well as some AC climate control knobs for my car because, well, my car didn't have it. So, yeah. And honestly, I want to be the type of person to like differentiate themselves from other people, right? While also using the methods that other people have, right? So, what I mean by that is that I want to eventually get to a point where I am compared a lot to Sam Sulek, but people say like, "Oh, well, this guy, this guy's different." You know, just because doing the same shit as Sam doesn't mean that he's the same as Sam. And I got love for Sam, right? I I'm a big fan of his. Sam, if you wanna collab, nah, I'm just fucking joking. But no, but I mean, I'm a I'm a big fan of his, and genuinely, I, you know, wish that I could be, I wish that I could be what he is, you know, but in my own way, you know, because people in the fitness industry, a lot of them, it's just straight copy and paste, bro. It's just copy and paste. Everything's the same. It's all the same material. It's all digested the exact same way, right? And like genuinely, it seems like nobody is happy in the fitness industry, except for Sam. You know, Sam is essentially my Gojo Satoru, where he's like, oh, nobody can be big and aesthetic and strong and thrashing around weight, except for Sam Sulek. Yeah. Um, I know this is just some heavy Sam glaze, but he's the type of guy who deserves it. Anyways, back to me. Right? Back to me and my whole thing, and why I started everything I did. I'm starting this because it's something that's been on my mind for quite a while, and I did try to do this before, but I didn't have the proper equipment, to say the least. Right? I had like maybe just this camera and then a set of headphones that I thought had a microphone in them, but apparently they didn't. So, yeah. As for the camera that I'm using, it's it's a fucking iPhone 7, bro. I am recording this on my old phone because I had just recently upgraded to the 14, and I figured, well, it's not a bad phone by any means, right? It still works. It's just slow on everything else, right? So I'm figuring, hey, why not just do this, right? I know most people will be like, well, don't you need a SIM card or something where you could just save the videos and everything like that? I mean, bro, I have this phone linked up with my old phone. Well, no, I have this phone linked up to my phone, which I also have everything in the cloud as well. And I have backups through Google and Microsoft, and I got backups everywhere. So in case anything happens, then I'd be kind of concerned. But or like eventually, I do plan on upgrading to an actual professional video camera, right, with a professional mic and everything like that. But I do plan on getting those things, but to each their own. All things come at their own time and their own way and whatnot. And I'm barely starting now. I'm starting ahead of everybody else because I've already built a somewhat solid foundation. And not only that, but I've also bought somewhat of reliable equipment, right? Or at least have general knowledge of what this equipment can do. But yeah. Anyways, back to Back to what I was originally, what back to what this entire thing is meant for, right? Workouts. Today is chest day, as I mentioned earlier. As for what I'm going to do for chest day, well, I haven't decided. I'm thinking incline bench or an incline hammer would also be really nice. As well as, incline hammer, and then maybe some light chest press where I can just go and squeeze the fuck out of my chest, and then bring it down slowly. Just squeeze, bring it down slowly. Something like that. Which I have a general idea of which machine I'm going to go to, but I'm still kind of iffy on it. And then finish it off with, or who knows, I might even throw dips in there if I'm feeling, not if I'm feeling lucky, but if I'm feeling adventurous, I guess I should say. But yeah, I mean, I was still gonna be in the parking lot for a little while, waiting for the effects of the pre-workout to start kicking in. It's kicking in very, very slowly. Right, it's a slow start, but it's a start. It is certainly a start. But come leg day, you'll kind of see something very differently that I do as opposed to Sam, and that is the fact that I don't just do bodybuilding, right? I'm not just a bodybuilder, right? Granted, when you see me during the pump checks, you'll certainly think like, this motherfucker claims to be a bodybuilder. This guy is a stomach builder. A little teaser for later. But yeah, no, certainly I'm trying to do my own thing here. But yeah, pretty much just a whole bunch of pressing movements for chest, starting out with the upper portion of my chest, and then going on to the mid and lower, and then finish it off for some striations, so maybe some flies. But anyways, I'm pulling up to the gym right now, and here's hoping that nobody fucking makes a big deal about me recording things. I'll see you guys inside for the first set of, well, whatever the fuck I do. That felt great. So I'll hit one more set with this weight, lower rate. 130. Yeah.
All right, 145 on the bar. Let's get it. Ooh, that was a terrible lift off. Okay, let's move on to the next workout or exercise. My bad. All right. Fucking hell. Oh. All right, that was what 115. 115 on this absolute beast of a chest press machine. I love this thing. Um, Felt pretty good, but we need one more set with that. So meet you guys for that. Fucking hell. Drops it. Next exercise. Let's go. All right. Honestly, I wanted to finish off this lift with some dips because I don't know. I just think that they would be the best kind of exercise to finish off with. So might just do one set where it's like a rest pause, I guess, or just like a go, rest up a little bit, go again, rest up, go again, rest up until I absolutely hit failure. Then drop set it, do the same thing. So let's. I like the wider grip. Let's fucking do this shit. Forgot to play the music. Why didn't you guys tell me? I'll do one drop set. Fucking hell. Alright. We're done here. We're done. Okay. So, not the best lighting I can get under the circumstances, but, you know, I'm going to certainly try to make do with what I can. Let's go ahead and see this. Of course, I'm wearing a muscle shirt because I don't got pretty privilege and trying to be shirtless like that, but honestly, even with the shirt, you can still really see the pump. What do you guys think? Yeah, as I was kind of alluding to earlier, more of a stomach builder. You know, I got a lot of this, a lot of this. You know, it's not terrible. I think again I have a solid frame, but it definitely does need work. So I don't know. I'll uh I'll just let's just go to the car and I'll talk more about it there. Okay, so the chest day was surprisingly pretty good. I mean, it wasn't nothing much, just kind of sticking to the basics, really. That's all it is. I don't know if you guys notice. There's this fucking Camaro right in front of me. Here, I'm gonna tell this guy I love his car. Hey, bro, love the car. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm such a Camaro fanboy. One of these days, I'm gonna own one. Rest assured. Anyways, well, the car is warming up, and since this video is probably gonna be posted either late tonight or early tomorrow, we'll see. I guess the question of the day is, how did you guys celebrate Cinco de Mayo? The way I celebrated it, I didn't really celebrate it because I had work. But what I did instead was that I pretty much just the night before, the way I celebrated it was that I watched the Canelo fight, had some tacos de barbacoa, and don't tell nobody, but maybe a little bit of Modelo. But you didn't hear from me. You didn't hear from me, okay? Right? And yeah, that's genuinely how I spent my Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, I just spent it mostly just working and whatnot. And I finally had yesterday. I finally had a Bucky's barbecue brisket sandwich, which let me tell you, that is good. That's some good shit right there. Might be some addicting shit too, right? So be careful about that, especially during the fitness journey, right? You don't want to when you're trying to gain muscle. Yeah, sure, maybe a couple of brisket sandwiches, it's not gonna do much to you. But when you're trying to cut, when you're trying to lose, you don't want to make it a habit of going out of your way to get some Bucky's barbecue brisket sandwiches. It's just not worth it, right? As for the lift itself, it's really good. Um, I've actually yet to review the footage for the pump, so probably do it later. But I'm pretty sure it was a nice ass pump, even with muscle shirt. But yeah. Incline bench. It felt. Not saying it felt weird, but it felt to say the least different. Right. It just felt very different. Maybe because I was doing it differently than I normally would. Because normally I just thrash around the weight, right? Do this whole Sam method of just going at it and just fucking bah bah bah. You know what I mean? But this time, I really just wanted to focus on just really trying to get the nice squeeze into my chest, and you guys could probably notice it a lot more when I was doing well, when I was doing the chest press, right? And I was trying to really isolate that shit. It was good. It was good. It was great, right? But it's not something that I would particularly, do all the time. Kappa did it all the time. But yeah, no, I genuinely love that chest press machine. Right? It's by far my favorite. Right? I've never had a more, how can I say it? I never had such a good pump without that chest press machine. Right? And I'm pretty sure if I had some of the pretty privilege of, being able to walk around shirtless and whatnot, I might be able to get away with it. But of course, I didn't. Nor did I even really try to get away with it. But hey, odds are that's for editing me to figure it out. So it's gonna be a pain in the fucking ass to edit this video, right? But hey, I wanted this. I wanted this, so I gotta stick to it. But yeah, it's just and then finishing it off with dips, right? Finishing off the chest workout with dips. Honestly, brilliant idea, bro. Because really, those dips, the way that I did them, it fucking killed my chest, dude. I just straight up mauled it, right? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be feeling sore tomorrow. when I wake up, and depending on whether or not I finish this video tonight or tomorrow, it's kind of in the realm of what the fuck am I gonna do, yeah, type of shit. So yeah, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, man, I'm tired after that. You guys always get tired after you lift. I feel like if you don't yawn after you've hit a solid chest day, right, or at least a solid workout entirely, then did you really push yourself? Right? Just like really, really think about it. Did you like absolutely give it your all if you didn't, like, if you aren't feeling a little bit tired afterwards? Right? It may be a bad thing to say, right? And honestly, it's not something that I should entirely condone, but it's not the worst thing to say, honestly. It's like, I'm just like, hey, shit is hitting the fan, and I'm trying to just bust that shit out. Right, because honestly, what I see a lot in the gym are just people going through their motions, bro. And a lot of the times, I like truly, I wish that I would just go up there and just like tell them something, like, like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Where are you feeling? Where are you feeling your muscle, right? Like if you try to do a mind muscle connection in your fucking in your pec, right? But the reps that you're doing are just like that, right? Like you're just fucking jabbing the weight. Where are you truly feeling it? Are you feeling it in your chest, your shoulders, maybe, triceps? No. You want to know where you're going to be feeling it? You're going to be feeling it in your elbows, and you're going to be feeling it in your rotator cuff. Not in a good way. Not at all in a good way, bro. Right? And it's like, really, it's a super bad thing, right? Because people do it all the time, right? People just go through the motions, and they're just like fucking around with the weight, not really knowing what to do and whatnot. And then guess what? They get injured. And then afterwards, they're all like, oh, well, I guess this fitness thing isn't for me. I'm just going to go back to how I originally was, yada, yada. Like, bro, why would you put yourself down because of the fact that you got injured for a stupid thing that you did, right? If anything, you should learn from that mistake and be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't just be, jabbing the weight. Maybe I should try to bring it all the way down, right? I should try to cock it all the way down and then push it back up, right? Cock back, push it up. Because think about it in the sense of a boxer, right? You don't see Mike Tyson just fucking eh, eh, eh. You don't see that, right? Whenever you watch Mike Tyson fight, he's like boom, 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 boom. He's fully extending his arms. He's going through that full range of motion, right? If he just stuck like that, right, and then got into a situation where he had to fully extend his arm, then guess what? He's gonna, like, his shoulder's just gonna right out of socket, It's gonna pop right out of socket, and guess what? You don't see Mike Tyson being on like, oh well, I guess since I got injured in my shoulder, that I now need to try to just stop boxing. No, I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, no. You see Mike Tyson being all like, oh, this is just a minor setback. I'm gonna come back stronger, faster, smarter. I'm I'm better than everyone else. No, truly, I believe that I'm the number one person. That's how Mike Tyson is. Right? If Mike Tyson wasn't the type of person to like truly believe in himself and honestly have quite an egotistical mind, he wouldn't be Mike Tyson. He wouldn't be Iron Mike. You can't just give up because something hurts or you got hurt or you failed at it or something, right? No. As a matter of fact, you should never give up, right? Of course, you should know your limitations, but don't say because you know your limitations that you're giving up, right? The two don't correlate. The two are completely opposite of each other, right? Though they're the same exact thing, they're completely different from one another, right? You can't say like, oh, well, guess what? I give up. It was a good run, but I give up. Right? Versus, there's a difference between the guy who gives up because he thinks it's difficult and the guy who stops because he knows his limitations. Right? But just because you have a limit doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to fucking break it. Right? When you know your limitations, the goal in mind should be like, oh, well, I should try to push past these limitations and try to, just I should just try to go for more, right? Because a strong man simply just doesn't give up because he can't lift the keg, right? A strong man will see the big ass keg and think, okay, I know I can't lift this keg, but I'm aware that I can lift this keg. And if I can lift this keg, eventually I'll get to that keg. And then the one after it. Like that's the entire point. You need to progressively overload to make a significant difference. Right? And you gotta progressively overload with anything in your life. You can't just simply say like, oh, well, I'm not gonna do this, this, or that because, I've already done this, and that. It don't work that way. You don't just give up because you already put in effort. You give up because you know, you you can't give up. That's just entirely what I'm saying. Right? Don't give up. Push past your limitations. You know, exceed everyone's expectations and become the man that you want to be. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's that crazy. But guess what? A lot of people just don't do that. Right? And the way that you should be progressively overloading in the gym, you should be progressively overloading in the kitchen, right? Because the mindset here is that you want to try to be able to eat as clean as possible, right? But everyone knows going 100% all in on eating healthy, when you originally used to just eat junk food, is not the most optimal, right? Because eventually it's going to get to the point where you just go cold turkey and you go back to eating the junk food, right? Which genuinely is a terrible thing, right? But if you're able to little by little add healthier items. Just be like, you know what? Maybe I should replace these French fries with a small bowl of rice. Maybe I should switch up this McDonald's Big Mac and maybe try to make my own with some keto bread and some lean 90, 96, 97 ground beef. Right? You gotta be smart with your options, bro. That's why when Sam is always like, nothing's truly bad for you. You just gotta be calorie smart. He's right. Right? And he's also right in the sense of like, oh well, you can eat, you know, if you eat 3,000 calories of just pure junk food and whatnot, but your maintenance is 3,500, you're gonna lose weight. Like, he's right about that shit too. Granted, everyone knows that you shouldn't eat 3,000 calories worth of junk food, but it's what people do. Anyways, enough of my rambling. Plan for the rest of the night is to edit this video and eat some ribs. My mom made some ribs the other day, and she had to finish cooking them up today. We made some asparagus and some potatoes with that too, and we got some leftover corn. So that's what I'm gonna be eating. Again, not the best, but it'll do. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow for some back.